Long, long ago, in the quiet town of Jeonju, there lived a noble scholar named Choi Man-chun and his kind, gentle wife. Their only sorrow was that they had no child, so they prayed day after day at the mountain temple. At last, the heavens answered. A daughter was born to them, bright-eyed and soft-spoken. They named her Kongji. She grew up surrounded by love. Everyone in town smiled when she passed. She greeted elders with a bow, shared treats with the little ones, and helped her mother fold laundry in the garden. "What a sweet girl," they'd say. "If only my daughter were like her." But when Kongji was still young, not even 10, her mother fell ill. No medicine could save her. Kongji sat beside her until her last breath. From that day forward, she did everything. She swept the yard, cooked the rice, folded her father's robes, and never once complained. One evening, seeing how tired her father looked, she spoke. "Father, you're always alone. Wouldn't it be nice to have someone by your side?" Her father blinked. He hadn't thought of such a thing, but in time he agreed. Alas, his good heart believed everyone else must be good too. He didn't have the eye to choose well. He married a widow named Mrs. Bai, who came with her own daughter, Patji, just a year younger than Kongji. Kongji offered them the warmest welcome. She shared her room, folded Patji's clothes, even called Mrs. Bai Mother before anyone asked. In her heart, Kongji thought, "If we're to be a family," she said, "let me be the first to love." But behind soft voices and painted smiles, Mrs. Bai was already measuring the house and Kongji's place in it. Patji tossed her shoes to Kongji without a word. Mrs. Bai corrected her daughter when the father was around, but when no one was watching, she only watched and let Kongji serve. Then came the winter of her father's cough. When Kongji turned 16, his illness worsened, and by the next spring, he was gone. Kongji stood in silence at the funeral. She bowed, as a daughter should. But after that day, no one bowed back. Mrs. Bai took control of everything: the house, the storerooms, the garden, even her father's books. And Kongji? She was left with nothing but her memories and a corner of the shed to sleep in. One morning, before the sun rose, Mrs. Bai tossed a rusty old hoe at Kongji's feet. "The field out back is full of stones," she said. "Clear it, plough it, and don't even think of eating until it's done." Kongji walked to the field with bare feet and started to work. The hoe was so dull it bent against the rocks. When she looked up, the field was as wide as the town square. Her hands trembled. "Mother, help me," she whispered. "I can't do this." She dropped to her knees. Her tears soaked the soil. Just then, a deep, warm voice rumbled.
"Why are you crying, little one?"
A great brown ox stood at the edge of the field, a wooden yoke on its shoulders.
"You've been kind. Now let someone be kind to you."
It lowered its horns and pulled the plough. The earth turned row after row until the field was soft and clean. Kongji bowed low to the ox. "Thank you. I will never forget." Back at the house, Mrs. Bai saw the dirt on Kongji's clothes and snapped,
"You dare eat without finishing?"
Kongji stood, eyes wide. "I did finish, the whole field." But Mrs. Bai was already gone. She returned with lips pressed tight.
"Who helped you?"
she hissed. Kongji said nothing. She just bowed her head. The next week, a letter came. Kongji's grandparents, her real mother's parents, were holding a feast, and they wanted to see their granddaughter. Her heart leapt. "I miss them," she whispered. But Mrs. Bai snatched the letter.
You? Go to a feast? First, clean every grain of rice in the yard. Not a husk left. If I see one speck of dust, no dinner, no feast, nothing.
Kongji looked at the pile of rice. It was as high as the wall. Her arms shook as she removed the husks from the rice seeds. It looked like it would take forever. Tears fell again. But this time, she heard a rustling sound. Then chirps. Then wings. Sparrows. Dozens of them. Hundreds.
We saw you crying.
They chirped.
We'll help.
They danced and pecked and flapped. In no time, every grain of rice was clean and white. Kongji waved them, saying, "Thank you, sparrows."
Fly high, Kongji,
they said, and disappeared. Kongji dressed simply. She carried no fine ribbon, no jewelry. But when she arrived at the feast, her grandfather opened his arms in joy.
My child, what's happened to you?
Her grandmother took her inside.
I saved these just for you.
She opened a wooden box. Inside was a pair of flower shoes, soft and shimmering.
These were your mother's favorites. Now they are yours.
Kongji bowed low. The shoes felt like sunlight in her hands. A few days later, a quiet buzz rippled through the village. The new magistrate was coming. Young, educated, kind, they whispered. And, most surprisingly, handsome. To celebrate, the village elders prepared a grand feast. Musicians tuned their drums and flutes. Lanterns were hung along the streets. Kongji also wanted to go. "May I go just for a little while?" she asked, trembling. Mrs. Bay didn't even look up and said,
If you fill the big water jar in the kitchen, you can go.
she said, and smiled viciously. Kongji looked down at her bare feet. The roads to the stream were rocky. Her soles were already bruised. She hesitated. Then she lifted the lid of the box. The flower shoes lay there, soft silk, glimmering. She slipped them on. The stream flowed quietly at the edge of the village. Kongji dipped the bucket, steadying herself, careful not to wet the shoes. She moved gently, her reflection trembling in the water. And just then, a group of horsemen approached from the hill. At their side rode a young man in clean robes, his face half-shadowed under a broad hat. It was the magistrate. He glanced to the side and saw her, a girl in simple hanbok standing alone by the stream. The light caught her face. She brushed a strand of hair behind her ear. The magistrate's heart skipped.
Who is she?
He whispered. He motioned to the guards.
Go. Ask her name.
But when the two soldiers nudged their horses forward, Kongji froze. Her heart raced. She hadn't done anything wrong, yet the sound of hooves galloping toward her sent fear through her body. She turned, grabbed her bucket, and ran, fast. Her shoes barely touched the path. One slipped off. It tumbled behind her and landed at the foot of the well. She didn't look back. The magistrate rode down, dismounted and picked it up. A single silk shoe, embroidered with flowers, warm from the sun. He turned it slowly in his hand. He said softly,
I must find her.